to Live Parkinson's, Live an Exceptional Life. I'm your host, Chris Custenbotter, and I've been living an exceptional life with Parkinson's for the past 15 years. The mission of this podcast is to help as many people as possible living with Parkinson's to lead a great quality of life. Today's topic is Beyond the Treadmill, fun and engaging aerobic activities for Parkinson's. Imagine this. You're at home feeling a little stiff and tired. Maybe Parkinson's is making today a bit of a challenge. You think to yourself, I really should exercise, but the idea of another boring walk or treadmill session feels like a chore. Now picture this. Your favorite song pops up on the radio, and before you know it, you're tapping your foot, then you're swaying, then you're dancing. Not perfectly maybe, but you're moving. You're laughing, and for a few glorious moments, you're not thinking about Parkinson's at all. You're just being you. That's what we want to be talking about today. Finding these moments of joy, of movement, or just pure fun beyond the treadmill. Because exercise shouldn't feel like a prescription. It should feel like a celebration. All right, let's find your dance party. Now, does this sound familiar and something you might do? Now, to be honest, I do this all the time. I put on some of my favorite music, sing along with the song, dance around, and throw in some air guitar for added effect. Or there's always the broom, too. That makes a great air guitar. So it keeps me upbeat and moving. So in today's episode, I wanted to share with you some fun aerobic activities that go beyond just walking on the treadmill. We'll be exploring activities to help you with movement and flexibility, while at the same time giving you the opportunity to have social interaction and have fun with others while you're exercising. So let's provide that 30,000-foot view of what we'll be covering in this podcast. We'll lead it off with the importance of exercise for Parkinson's. We'll delve into the benefits of aerobic exercise for Parkinson's, followed by the challenges and how to overcome them. Then we'll break the exercises into 3 different categories, starting with movement and sport, exercises or activities. Then we'll discuss active games and water exercises, and then wrap it up with gentle and expressive exercises. And then we'll tie it all together with some practical tips and considerations to help you find the right activity and keep you motivated so you stay consistent. So, if you're ready to join me and learn more about some of the fun and engaging aerobic activities that will keep you fit and mobile, then hop on board and let's get going. All right, let me ask you a question. Do you exercise regularly? If no, why not? Now, I'm not judging. I'm personally passionate about exercise and sharing its benefits because I want to see everyone with Parkinson's live their best life. And exercise can be a key driver to helping you achieve this. So hopefully by sharing some of these aerobic activities, hopefully they might create a spark and that you might say, geez, I'd really like to give that a try. Now, why am I so passionate about exercise? Well, when I was first diagnosed, I was determined to live my best life as possible with Parkinson's. So I spent the next 2 months poring over all the available research and studying people who were living a great life with Parkinson's and accomplishing great things. Like some of them were running marathons, biking, hiking, swimming. And one of the key things that was consistent in both the research and in people living well with Parkinson's was exercise. Now, the 3 other areas that were important were nutrition, optimism and positivity, and social interaction. So that's where I developed my 4 key strategies that I was going to live by to live my best life with Parkinson's. However, based on my research, exercise was at the top of the list. Okay, you may be thinking, all right, Chris, why is exercise so important? What benefits does it provide? Well, that's a fair question, so let's try to answer that. Exercise is shown to have benefits for people with Parkinson's and helping with both your motor and your non-motor symptoms. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the benefits. And the first one is improved motor function. And let's start it off with gait and balance, one that a lot of us have difficulty with. I know that I do. Studies have shown that exercises like treadmill training, Tai Chi, and targeted balance exercises can significantly improve walking speed, stride length, and postural stability. Now, according to the article, Can Exercise Help People with Parkinson's Disease? 4 Things to Know by YaleMedicine.org. The author states that higher physical activity levels were strongly associated with better functioning in activities of daily living, cognitive processing speed, postural stability, balance, and gait, according to Dr. Tinez, one of the researchers in the study. Now, evidence indicates that Tai Chi and dance training can enhance balance and gait, according to the Parkinson's Foundation. Now, the next benefit is strength and coordination. Strength training is one of the key pieces that you need to include in your exercise program because it helps to prevent muscle loss and it gives you the strong core and legs that you need to help with your balance. So strength training exercises require coordination such as boxing, and we'll talk about rock steady boxing a little bit later on. They can help you maintain muscle strength, agility, and your motor skills. And explosive exercises like jumps, squats, push-ups, and boxing improve power and strength. And complex exercises like dancing, for example, can improve your coordination and your motor skills, according to Dr. Tinaz in the Yale Medicine article that I just mentioned. Now, another benefit of exercise is flexibility and reduced rigidity. And I can vouch for that after taking a number of yoga, Tai Chi, and soul fusion classes. And stretching exercises and flexibility exercises, including yoga, can help alleviate muscle stiffness, which is a common symptom of Parkinson's, of course. And stretching exercises improve your muscle stiffness, says Dr. Tinaz. All right, now let's look at some of the non-motor symptoms, starting with cognitive function. Aerobic exercise has been linked to improved cognitive processing speed and may have neuroprotective effects, and higher physical activity levels were strongly associated with better functioning in activities of daily living, cognitive processing speed, posture stability, balance, and gait, according to Dr. Tinaz. Mood and mental health are another common Parkinson's symptom, which falls into the non-motor symptom category. And exercise can help alleviate symptoms of depression and anxiety, which are common in Parkinson's. I know that I had some issues with anxiety, and exercise can help relieve those and ease the non-motor symptoms, according to the Parkinson's Foundation. Now, cardiovascular health is another key non-motor symptom that aerobic exercise helps to improve. It's going to improve your cardiovascular fitness and help you reduce the risk of heart disease. Also, aerobic activity like walking, cycling, or swimming are good aerobic activities. And you want to try to aim for 30 minutes per day, trying to do those at least 3 times a week if possible. And you want to try to keep that at either a vigorous or a moderate pace. So where you're breaking a sweat and you may have some heavier breathing, but you're still able to talk to the person that you're exercising with. That's a good way to look at it. Aerobic exercise improves your overall cardio fitness, so that's important to remember. And then finally, improve quality of life. By addressing both motor and non-motor symptoms, exercise can significantly enhance your overall quality of life. Some potential neuroprotective effects include slowing disease progression. Emerging research suggests that high-intensity exercise may have the potential, and that's the key word, potential, to slow the progression of Parkinson's disease by influencing brain plasticity and dopamine production. So again, that's potential. So I just want to have you keep that in mind. And then there was a study done, and the author stated that we found that high-intensity interval training 3 times a week for 6 months did increase the dopaminergic signal in the brain, which suggests it might actually improve our neuron function, according to the Yale Medicine article that I referenced earlier. Now, exercise may be neuroprotective and have shown that exercise reduces the loss of dopamine-producing neurons, according to the Parkinson's Foundation. Now, remember, it's important that you consult with your healthcare professional before you start any exercise program so that they can make sure that it's acceptable for your specific needs and abilities before you want to start anything new. So please make sure that you review that first with your healthcare professional. All right, let's look at some of the common challenges that people living with Parkinson's can face when exercising. And let's start off with the motor symptoms and lead it off with your favorite of mine, tremors, which of course are involuntary shaking that can interfere with coordination and balance, making exercises more challenging. So that's one of the challenges that we can face, and we'll talk a little bit here in a minute about how to overcome some of those. Rigidity or muscle stiffness can limit your flexibility and range of motion, making it difficult to perform exercises, especially ones that require more fluid movements. I know when I've taken a soul fusion class that's a mixture of yoga and aerobics, on days I was really stiff, boy, did I really have some difficulty trying to bend over and do some of the moves. I found it harder and more complex also to keep up with the rest of the class because my muscles were stiff. And some of that too was related to bradykinesia or slowness of movement, which is another common challenge. I remember taking some group fitness classes like Fierce 45 or Bar, where I had bradykinesia and was slower than the others when I was trying to keep up with the moves and instructions that the instructor was giving. But I didn't let it hold me back. Though I No, I couldn't keep up. I still pushed ahead and did my best. And I just completed as many reps as I could do. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you do a group fitness class and you feel like, hey, I really can't keep up, no worries. Just do it at your own pace and get as many repetitions in as you can. The next challenge is postural stability, which can cause balance problems. I know there are days when I wake up and get out of bed and think to myself, wow, there must be some heavy seas out there today. Then I thought, whoa, wait a minute, Chris, you're not in a ship. And realized it was going to be one of those days where my balance just wasn't going to be in top form. So slowed movement can make it challenging, to keep up with some of the paces of exercise classes or routines. But again, don't let it hold you back. Modify what you need to modify. Ask the instructor for modifications and they'll be able to help you. It's also, you want to remember too, that if you need additional support, there's no problem with using a chair or some other type of stability support like the wall or some stationary furniture to help you complete the exercise in a safe manner. All right, now let's look at a few challenges non-motor symptoms can present. And probably number one, which I call arch enemy number one, is fatigue. Parkinson's fatigue can make it difficult to maintain your energy levels during exercise. And I'll be honest with you, there are days where I think to myself, did someone get the number of that bus that just ran me over? Because sometimes there's days where it's a struggle to get off the couch because I feel exhausted. But that's when I start talking to myself and saying, come on, Chris, you're not helping yourself sitting on the couch. So I get up and get moving, and I'll tell you what, that really does help me to feel better. Cognitive issues are another non-motor symptom that can get in the way. Difficulties with memory, attention, and executive function can make it hard to follow exercise instructions and remember doing the simple routines. So I guess I always say, don't get me started on this one. I could write a book on attention issues and following exercise instructions. Now, I remember a number of times I was having a personal training sessions with Susanna where she would show me a multi-step exercise and I would try it and forget one or two of the steps right off the bat. So she would show me again. And then the second time, what I would do is I'd have to walk through the steps once or twice before I could get it. So there is hope. So don't worry, there's always modifications. Now, one of the things you can do to help with this challenge is to do dual exercises. All right, you're probably thinking, okay, Chris, you're confusing me. What does that mean? Well, it simply means that while you're doing an exercise, let's say squats, for example, you can add a mental exercise in there at the same time. So while you're doing squats, you can say the months of the year backwards. You can count to 60 by threes. You can spell a word forward and backward. So you want to do anything you can to challenge your mind while you're exercising. Now, other challenges would include off periods, fear of falling, and motivation. So it's important to realize that you can work through any challenge if you're willing. Just you need to make the necessary adjustments. And again, ask your healthcare provider for suggestions and modifications and if exercise program is right for you. Now, I have confidence in you and hope you have the confidence in yourself because you can overcome any issue with the right modifications and workarounds. Alrighty, now that we understand the benefits and challenges of aerobic exercise, let's switch gears and start exploring some fun aerobic activities. And we'll start with the category of movement and sport type of activities, and let's lead it off with dancing. Now, dancing offers a wealth of benefits for people with Parkinson's to help you with both your motor and your non-motor symptoms. And there's a number of different types of dance out there. So let's take a look at each one of those separately. And we'll start off with ballroom dancing. And ballroom dancing can include waltz, the foxtrot, the tango. So you pick the type of dance that you want and go get a partner and have fun. Now, ballroom dancing helps improve your balance, your posture and coordination, and your rhythm. Now, it's important that you have rhythm. So you want to make sure that you try to keep up with the rhythm because that's going to help you with your fluid movements. Now, because it uses structured steps and you work with a partner, it's going to help you enhance your spatial awareness too. And that helps you when you seem a little bit off balance because you're a little bit more aware of your space. And then also it's great for social interaction. Now, one of the things that I would caution you against, if I were your dance partner, you'd need to wear probably steel-toed shoes because I'd be constantly stepping on your toes. Now, are there specific benefits for Parkinson's from dance? Glad you asked that question because yes, there are. According to the study Ballroom Dancing Intervention for Parkinson's, a case study, The author states that dance interventions have previously shown improvements in movement, initiation, balance, gait, and improved sit-to-stand performance in people with Parkinson's. That's pretty impressive. All right, so let's look at some of the other types of dance and how they can be beneficial. Next one up in line, coming in at number 2 on the charts, is line dancing. So if you like country music, then this might be the type of dance for you. Well, I've not personally done line dancing. I have seen it done when I've been at some of the steakhouses. Sometimes for somebody's birthday, they'll come out and do a little line dance. So I have seen it done. One of the things that it does do is it uses repetitive steps that can help you improve your coordination, your memory, because you're learning a bunch of step sequences, and it gives you a good cardio workout as well. All right, now it's time to really get things moving with Zumba Gold, which is a modified version of Zumba, but it's designed for older adults, like myself. So Zumba, if you're not familiar, is a high-energy fitness program that combines dance and aerobics, and it's set to upbeat rhythmic music like Latin or international beats. And it's designed to make exercise fun, and the moves are choreographed to give you a full-body workout. And one of the nice things about Zumba is it blends different dance styles like salsa, merengue, hip-hop, reggaeton. Zumba is really designed to build community with social interaction, and it's supposed to be a lot of fun. Now, a lot of people say it feels like a dance party when you're actually taking a Zumba class. So nothing like exercising and having fun at the same time. Now, the benefits of Zumba Gold are improved cardio fitness and improved mood and improvements in coordination. Now, it sounds fun, so I'm going to look up maybe some places where I can go and maybe try to give Zumba Gold a try, because I like to have fun. And while I'm not the best dancer or mover, I'm not afraid to go out and embarrass myself. I do it all the time. So moving on to the next one on our list, and that's modern contemporary dance. And this type of dance focuses on freedom of movement, personal expression, and storytelling through moving your body. And it can include different styles, including ballet, jazz, and street dance. Now, this could be right up my alley, because as I'm flailing around with my board dance moves, if someone says, "What are you doing?" I say, "I'm expressing myself through dance." Now, finally, there's Tai Chi inspired dance, which combines the fluid movements of Tai Chi with different dance elements. So this type of dance is great for improving your flexibility and your balance, as well as reducing stress at the same time. So look at that. You get 3 for the price of 1. Now, remember, all these dances can be modified to your personal needs so that anyone can participate. Now, for more resources, check out Dance for PD, which is a global program that offers dance classes specifically for people with Parkinson's. Their website is danceforparkinsons.org. And then you can also go to the Parkinson's Foundation. They have some information and resources on exercise, and you can check out your local senior centers as well. All right, Chris, let's look at some other fun activities for movement and sport and talk about cycling. And we can do indoor and outdoor cycling. Cycling is great for improving your balance and coordination, and it's a good form of aerobic exercise. Now, there's several options for cycling with Parkinson's. You can do outdoor cycling. That is if you have good balance and coordination, because you get the added benefit of being out in the fresh air, and you get scenic views as well. Now, if you're not good at balance, that's probably not a good idea. Now, stationary cycling is great for people with balance concerns or issues. The stationary bike's going to provide a safe environment for you to exercise. So I take a spin class, and the nice thing is I don't feel like I have to, you're not worried about trying to balance the bike. So that's one nice thing about the stationary bikes. And then you have recumbent cycling, and that's a good option because these bikes offer back support and are easy on the joints, which makes them a good option if you have some mobility issues. And then there's virtual classes, which are essentially online group sessions so that you get the benefits of the stationary cycling with social interaction and motivation. Now, another good option is Pedaling for Parkinson's, which is a program through the Davis Phinney Foundation, and it's a research-backed program which is shown to improve motor symptoms. Now, I teach a weekly class of Pedaling for Parkinson's with a group of Parkinson's patients, and we have fun while getting a great aerobic workout. So to learn more, you can go to the Davis Phinney Foundation website to see if there are classes in your area, because I really enjoy teaching the class and having fun with everybody in the class. Okay, let's move on to another aerobic activity, which is one of my personal favorites, hiking and walking in nature. Now, this can be done anywhere at any time. You just need a good pair of sneakers for walking trails or some type of other support shoe. And the two that I use and highly recommend are the Asics Gel 2 sneaker and the Hoka Balance. Now, the Asics offer good foot stability and comfort, while the Hoka sneakers offer a lot of padding. So my feet don't really hurt as much when I'm on longer walks with the Hoka sneakers because there's so much cushion. So if you're interested, I'll put links in the podcast description. Now, I particularly like walking on nature trails because the scenery and the animal life that I can see. Now, it's important to look for trails that are well taken care of and maintained. And if you have balance issues, it's probably best to try to stay on more paved type paths so that you don't have to worry about rocks and dips and things like that in the trail, which can have the potential for you to fall. Another option is to use walking poles. And I'll tell you what, that'll definitely give you a good workout. It's actually called Nordic walking, and I have an article on it on liveparkinsons.com. So essentially, you can use 2 walking poles to give you a good balance because you're covered on both sides. So if you love walking outdoors and hiking in nature, that's a great option, and you get a lot of good benefits. And I will tell you that done the walking with the poles, you do definitely get a good aerobic workout. And the final one I'd like to talk about is one that I just started in the fall and heard a lot about it, but I had never done it, and that is pickleball. Now, I've heard a lot, like I said, I've heard a lot of people say, boy, I love pickleball. It's so much fun. And so I was finally asked to play by some friends in the Parkinson's class, and it was really so much fun that, we're looking forward to starting up again here in the spring. So essentially what it does is it combines the elements of tennis, badminton, and ping pong. And it's played on a smaller court with a paddle and a lightweight ball. So if you think of a wiffle ball, and it's easy to learn, and it's actually less physically demanding than tennis. And it's great for people with Parkinson's because it helps you with your balance and your coordination. And it really is a good cardio workout. And it's great for social interaction. We have a good time while we're competitive. We also have a good time while we're doing it. So again, I'm excited to get together with my Parkinson's friends now that the weather's getting nice and playing some pickleball. So I liked it. Actually, I liked it so much. I went out and bought myself a pickleball paddle and ball set from Amazon. And if you're interested in playing, what the equipment looks like, I'll leave a link in the description. All right. Now, our final aerobic exercise and movement and sport is bocce ball. Now, this is one I've never personally played, but I have seen some older gentlemen play it and saw lots of bocce ball courts when I was visiting in Italy. So bocce ball is a classic outdoor game where players aim to toss balls closest to the target ball, which is called the pallino. Now, bocce ball requires precision and strategy, but it doesn't require real intense physical exertion, which makes it ideal for anyone. So for people with Parkinson's, it can help with your motor skills because you're using hand-eye coordination, and it's a little bit easier on the joints. And it can help you with your cognitive stimulation because you're thinking and trying to strategize your next move. And then you're also building up your mental focus because you're really concentrating on where do I want to throw the ball and how can I get my ball closest to the pallino. And as I mentioned, it's great for social interaction. You always see a lot of different people getting together and doing that. Okay, that's a wrap on fun aerobic activities for movement and sport. Now let's take a look at activities for active games and water. And let's lead it off with one that I've participated in and I really enjoy, and that's Rocksteady Boxing. Rocksteady Boxing is a non-combat boxing-based fitness program, and it's designed specifically for people with Parkinson's. So the great thing is you don't really need to worry about getting punched in the face, which I know many people worry about, which in my case, it really doesn't matter. But it focuses on improving your motor skills, strength, and balance. It uses boxing techniques and drills, but there's no sparring or actual fighting. You're just, again, using different boxing techniques. Now, classes typically involve, you typically do a warm-up, then you have some boxing drills like hitting the punching bag, maybe the speed bag, do some shadow boxing. You do some footwork exercises, some core strengthening, and then you finish it off with a nice cool down. Now, I really enjoy Rocksteady Boxing because not only it's a great workout, but it's fun. You get to do it with other people, and it has lots of benefits improving my motor skills and building muscle strength and power. It's also really good for balance and coordination, especially when you're doing all the footwork and, having to stay upright. So it's great for both men and women of any age. So you don't have to worry about, I don't think I can do it. It's really, they modify it to suit everyone's needs. And to learn more, visit the Rocksteady Boxing website at rocksteadyboxing.org to find a class near you, or contact some of the local gyms and fitness centers near you to see if they offer it. I think you'll really enjoy it. Now, moving on to our next exercise, which is one that I do weekly, and that is, drumroll please, water aerobics and swimming. Now, water aerobics are a great way to get aerobic exercise, especially if you have balance, mobility, and joint problems. Now, the buoyancy of the water really helps keep you upright while at the same time being easy on the joints. So if you have some balance problems, you don't have to worry that, oh gosh, if I fall, what's going to happen, because you're going to have the water there to support you. And there are different options for water aerobics as well to fit a broad range of needs. Now, I know the fitness center that I go to, they have a number of different water aerobics classes, from what they call tone and fit, where they do some aerobic exercises. They use the foam weights, noodles, and stuff to work on strength. And then they have a class on water stretching. And then they also have water aerobics, so that you can pick the one that's right for you. Now, I do a water aerobics and a deep water aerobics exercise class. And then I also swim, which helps me build my cardiovascular endurance. In fact, I just was swimming this morning. And swimming's great because it's a full body workout. It's easier on your joints, and the buoyancy of the water helps keep you up. Now, I realize some people may have anxieties with water aerobics or swimming. So here are a few strategies and suggestions to help you out. You want to start with shallow water classes where you can easily stand. So don't try to go, let's start out with the deep water class, because you might have some anxiety with that. And then you can always progress to deeper water once you feel more confident as well. You can use flotation devices like life vests, noodles, that can help give you support. And then work with a qualified instructor who can give you some personalized guidance and modifications. Now, another thing is to choose a warm pool, so if you don't have the shock of getting in that cold water. Now, most of the time, the pool is pretty consistent, but every once in a while you get in and you say to yourself, ooh, this is really cool today. Now, the other thing is to use the stairs. Most pools have stairs on the side where you can actually walk down and hold on to the handrails to help you get into the water. So if you haven't tried water aerobics and swimming, it can be a really fun way to get your aerobic exercise. So I highly recommend it, and I hope you'll look into it and maybe give it a try. Now, let's talk about the next program in the area, and that's the Wii Fit and motion-controlled games. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried Wii Fit or another type of motion-controlled game, and I've done a number of games on the Wii Fit, and I just had a lot of fun. We did bowling, tennis, and I think there was a yoga class, if I recall. I mean, we just had such a great time, and we were being real competitive and trying to get the score up. So we were really getting a good exercise. And I think I played baseball on it too. So we're really getting good exercise using the Wii Fit. And it's really a good option for people with Parkinson's as well, because the Wii Fit and other motion control games, they give you some real-time feedback. They use motor sensors to track your movements and give you real-time feedback, so you can see how your actions and your movements translate into on-screen results. Now, if you're more competitive like me, you want to try to beat the person that you're playing with, but you're just still having a good time. And this can really help you improve your motor control and coordination and stay motivated to beat your previous results. Also, since you're using these types of games, it's more fun and enjoyable because it feels more like you're playing a game than it does you're exercising. But I think as you do it for a while and then you finish up, you say, wow, I'm really sweating, and I notice I'm breathing heavier. And then the other nice thing about these games is there are a wide variety of activities that you can participate in. So you can choose the one that interests you and one that really suits your abilities. Now, in terms of accessibility, these games are great because they can be done right in the comfort of your own home, which is great if you have some mobility problems or issues with fatigue. So you don't have to try to drag yourself to the gym or the fitness center. And you can have friends and family come over and do it with you to make it more fun. Now, the other benefit with these games are that They're customizable and they allow the users to customize your workout routines to focus on specific areas you want to improve. So, for instance, you can focus on balance, strength, cardio, etc. And then the Wii Fit and other motion controlled games are fun and motivating. And then since they're interactive, you can do it with people of all different ages. So if you have grandkids or kids, or you can do that and play against each other. So it's a great way to have some social interaction. So if you haven't tried it, I really do recommend giving them a try. I think you'll really have some fun with it. And then finally, for active games and water, let's talk about exercise games you can do with family, friends, and grandchildren. Now, these types of games or exercises are a great way to stay active and socially engaged. And you get to spend quality time with your family and friends, which is always a good thing. And there are a lot of options with these types of activities, and let's just give you a few. The first one's just a simple game of catch. It helps you improve your hand-eye coordination, reaction time, and your upper body strength. And if you're a little bit slower, I would suggest using a larger, softer ball and do it at a slower pace so you're not missing the ball and maybe catching the ball with your face, which would not be good. Now, another one which has become quite popular is cornhole, where you toss the bean bags into an angled board with a hole in it, and you score points by putting your bean bags in the hole or the closest to it. Now, it is fun. I've done it. It's fun, and it requires balance, hand-eye coordination, and then a lot of times there's a lot of walking and bending because you're going back and forth between the different sides. And then mini golf is another one, which is an outdoor activity that helps you improve your hand-eye coordination. But you also do a lot of walking and bending down to pick up your ball. And then dance games like Just Dance or Connect are a great way to improve your coordination, rhythm, and your cardiovascular fitness. So all these are a great way to have fun and exercise with the whole family. Some people like Frisbee, ping pong, or other type of tabletop games are also a great way to improve your hand-eye coordination and reaction time. And you get a good workout because, especially with ping pong, you're constantly moving and chasing the ball around. And then walking or hiking with your family is another great way to get aerobic exercise and social interaction at the same time. While there are many more to choose from, choose the one that's right for you, because there's Frisbee, there's lawn darts, croquet, different games as well. All right, now let's look at our last category of fun aerobic activities, and that's gentle and expressive. And leading us off is Tai Chi and Yoga. Now, you may be thinking, how are these considered exercise? Well, I'll tell you what, from a personal perspective, I know that I'm sweating and tired when I'm done because these are maybe slower and gentler exercises, but there's a lot of movement as well. And holding a position for an extended period of time can get tiring. Now, if you haven't tried them, I'm not trying to scare you away because, they really are great forms of exercise, and I highly recommend them because they're going to help you improve your balance, your flexibility, and your coordination. Plus, you're getting the aerobic benefits with all the movement. All right, so Chris, why are Tai Chi and yoga fun aerobic activities? Well, I'm glad you asked because both emphasize the mind-body connection between movement and breathing, which is like doing mindfulness practice or staying in the present moment, as I like to say, type of exercises that feel less like a chore and more like a meditative experience, I would say. Plus, as an added bonus, both yoga and Tai Chi use both flowing movements, which can be calming and help you reduce stress. And then both Tai Chi and yoga offer a lot of different moves, which can help you build strength, improve your balance and flexibility. Now, if you're starting to panic because you're saying to yourself, I can't do all those moves like up dog, down dog, warrior 1, warrior 2, warrior 3. No worries at all. These can be modified so that you can participate. You can even do them in a seated position on a chair if you need to. But again, I highly recommend that you review these with your healthcare professional to make sure that they're appropriate for your specific needs. All right, coming in at number 2 on our list of gentle expressive exercises is chair aerobics. Chair aerobics for people living with Parkinson's involves doing seated exercises that are designed to improve your strength and flexibility, as well as your balance and coordination. Now, the nice thing about these is they're low-impact exercises and often include things like arm raises, leg lifts, and stretching. And they're often set to music, which is an added benefit. Gives you a nice ambiance, if you will. Now, I participated in weekly chair aerobics exercises with Craig as the instructor. Now, he does a great job of mixing in a variety of different exercises, during the hour-long class, so you get a full body workout, including neck, shoulders, your core, and legs. And you're constantly moving, so it's a great way to get in your aerobic exercise while at the same time improving your flexibility and balance. Now, the class is specifically designed for people with Parkinson's, and it's a great exercise class, as well as giving you lots of social interaction with my friends. And, the nice thing about it, the time goes fast. Already, number 3 in the countdown, and one you may not think of as exercises, is gardening. Yes, you heard me say it, gardening. Now, if you're thinking, come on, Chris, how can gardening be exercise? Well, let me explain. I know last week I was hoeing, pulling weeds, and raking to get my garden ready for planting. When I was done, I was sweating really profusely, and I was breathing a lot heavier than I would if I was just doing some type of light exercise. Then 2 days later, I was out planting seeds and bulbs and had to do more hoeing, create the rows, and plant the seeds. I planted onions, lettuce, spinach, chard, and peas, and I can tell you, I was tired when I was done. Now, I love to garden because I love to watch the seeds and plants grow and then produce the vegetables, and it's great being able to pick fresh vegetables and then go in and eat them and cook them on the same day. Now, I also can and freeze them too, which I use later in the winter. So if you love the outdoors, consider gardening, whether it be a vegetable or a flower garden. It can be a fun and aerobic workout without you thinking about it. You're not going, oh, geez, I'm exercising, but you're just out there having a good time. All right, next up, and coming in at number 4, and one that many in your family that you can really annoy your family and neighbors with, is drumming and rhythmic activities. I know what you're thinking. You're saying to yourself, I don't know anything about drumming, Chris. See, that's the beauty of it. You don't really need to be a musician or a drummer to participate. There are lots of different types of drumming and rhythmic activities you can enjoy. So let's explore a few of these. The first is drum circles. Now, these are a group of drumming sessions where you learn to create music with other people using percussion instruments, which could include drums, triangles, cymbals, tambourine, like, hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, xylophone, bongo drums, and my personal favorite, the cowbell, because everyone needs more cowbell. Am I right? And then you learn from others. It's a great way to explore aerobic exercise. And then there are the rhythmic movement classes that combine drumming with movement and dance to give you a full body aerobic workout. And then we also have percussion therapy, where you have therapeutic drumming sessions that are led by a trained therapist. Now, my percussion therapy would be to sit on a drum set and turn on some music, and then I just start wailing on the drums. To me, that's a great way to exercise and reduce stress. Just saying. And then you can do home drumming, where you learn drumming at home, which is, again, great for annoying your family and your neighbors, while at the same time getting your aerobic exercise. And then finally, there's clapping and tapping to the music, where you clap and tap or stomp your feet to the music and rhythm. Now, drumming activities are great exercise for Parkinson's because they're fun, but also improve your motor and skills and coordination. And they can help you reduce your tremors and rigidity, improve your rhythm and timing, and improve your mood. They can give you cognitive stimulation and a sense of well-being. See, look at all the benefits drumming can provide. All right, now that we've learned about all the different types of fun aerobic exercises, let's discuss some practical tips and considerations. The first is finding the right activity. Now, you want to select activities that you enjoy so that you can stay consistent and motivated with them. But you also need to listen to your body, and then you want to take breaks when you're tired. So nobody has to be a hero. And then also try a bunch of different activities, because they can help you not only provide some variety to your exercise program, but also help prevent getting bored. And then typically when you're bored, you say, well, I'm just not doing this anymore. So select activities based on your specific personal needs. All right, second consideration is safety first. That's my motto. Now, make sure to review any new exercise programs with your healthcare professional prior to starting to make sure that they're appropriate for you. And then you want to also be sure to warm up and cool down to prevent injury. Always use the proper footwear to prevent slips and falls, and use footwear with adequate support, and use a support person to help you with your exercises. So it's always nice to have someone there to support you. And then finally, stay motivated and consistent with your exercise program. And you can do this by setting realistic goals. And let me reinforce the word realistic, and make sure that you can achieve the goal. And then celebrate victories when you achieve them, even no matter how big or small. And then find an exercise buddy, because they're going to help to motivate you, and you can motivate each other. And remember to celebrate wins no matter how big or small, because that's going to help keep you moving forward. All right, as we get ready to wrap up, I'd love to hear from you about your favorite aerobic activities. So in the description, hit the text message and send me your favorite activity. I'd love to hear from you. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope you're feeling inspired to move beyond the traditional treadmill and discover the fun of all the different types of aerobic activities that are out there. Remember, living with Parkinson's doesn't mean giving up on an active, fulfilling life. It means finding new ways to move your body and connect with others so that you can live your best life. Now, we've explored a wide range of activities, from rhythmic flow of Tai Chi to the invigorating beat of drumming, and pretty much everything in between. Now, the key takeaway is this: exercise should be something you look forward to, something that excites you and brings you happiness. Find what moves you, what makes you smile, and what empowers you to live your best life, despite the challenges Parkinson's may bring. Now, I want to encourage you to take action. To support you on your journey, I've created some valuable resources. So first thing is to head over to liveparkinsons.com to subscribe to the free monthly newsletter and take advantage of all the other valuable free resources and articles that are listed on the homepage. Now, in the newsletter, you'll receive the latest information, tips, and inspiration delivered right to your inbox. Now, while you're there at Live Parkinson's, you can be sure to get a copy of the Building Your Parkinson's Care Team resource guide and workbook. Now, this does have a nominal charge, but it's an invaluable tool that's going to help you navigate the complexities of Parkinson's care and help build a support system that meets your specific, unique individual needs. And if you found the information shared in this podcast to be helpful and empowering, please consider supporting the show. Your contribution allows me to continue bringing you valuable content and resources. And you can support the show by visiting my Ko-fi page, ko-fi.com/liveparkinsons. And every donation helps make a difference. So thank you for joining me on the journey today. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Keep moving, keep connecting, and keep living. So until next time, stay strong, stay positive, and remember, live your best life with Parkinson's. Thanks again, and I hope to see you soon.